I remember having a conversation with you, and I don't know if you remember this, but Lee and I, we see each other a good bit at a coffee shop here in town, but we had a period before this period where we were also hanging out at a different coffee shop. And we were having a
Yeah, that's right.
conversation at the different coffee shop. And I remember telling you just how I'm a competitive person. I've always been pretty competitive. I like to win. And, a lot of that drives me and has kind of propelled me to where I'm at, to maybe deciding at some point on the path of being an entrepreneur. I played sports as a kid, not great at all, but like enough, you know, competitive enough to be on the team, to like barely make collegiate
Uh,
teams. Like,
Good enough to know you're not
yeah, good
great.
enough to know I'm not great, but like
Yeah.
good enough to where like some college would give me a jersey type of thing. So like, at
Right.
that level in the world of small college sports. And um, just never being like the blue ribbon boy, but always kind of wanting that, and always kind of having a little chip on my
Hmm.
shoulder, a little gritty. Like that's part of
Hmm.
who I am, and I don't think
Hmm.
I'm going to lose that. But something that I think has changed since that conversation that we had at the other coffee shop, as I'm hopefully growing and maturing, is um, in being competitive and seeing that in myself and acknowledging that. Am I going out and saying like, am I going to beat this other business today? Or internally in a business, are you going to outsell this other person in this department? Are you going to like we compete like that so often? Am I going to get a nicer car so that my neighbor sees how successful I am and that they're less successful than me, or like whatever that thing is that I think that so often
Hmm.
competitive people do. Um, and I've been asking myself lately, am I being the best me that I can be?
Hmm.
Like, am I competing against myself?
Exactly.
Um, and that's a little bit newer way for me to consistently think. Um,
Hmm.
and, I kind of have gotten a little bit back on a David Goggins kick a couple months ago, and he talks about his accountability
Hmm.
mirror. And a lot of what he says, is like, and his energy is cool, and he's got a great story, and it's obviously, he's influenced a lot of
Sure.
people. But what he's saying isn't anything new. Um,
Hmm.
Gary Vee and saying, I give all of this stuff to you guys for free. You're not going to do anything with it. That's not new. I mean, King
Hmm.
Solomon said that there's nothing new under the sun. Like,
Hmm.
I got me. I got today. Am I being honest with myself today?
Hmm.
Do I have a plan today? Yes or no? Is it a good plan? Do I know how to evaluate if it's a good plan? Um, and if I'm falling short, do I even know how to have that conversation with myself? Am I
Hmm.
rubbing shoulders with people that can drop some good nuggets for me to pick up? And hopefully, I'm dropping some good nuggets for them as well. Um, so I'm just trying to be as honest with myself as I can be.